What's up, y'all? Welcome. We are going to be completely reviewing the Legacy of the Dark Knight. There will not be spoilers. Well, I would try my best to not spoil anything. It really just depends on how much of the game you've already played or not, or what you know beforehand or not, but we're going to get into it. I streamed this game 7 times, 7 different sessions, 100% the entire game. We're going to load into a game here, and we're just going to glide around and travel around the city real quick. Just enjoy it. But it was... I'll talk about my first impression. I have a whole list of things that we're going to break down and get into. But first things first, my first impression. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema of a game.
And away we go.
I would give it a 10 out of 10. I got all the achievements, all 52 out of 52, all 100%. I got everything. So, first impression, phenomenal game. The storyline.
Oh boy, we're here!
The storyline, I was a little skeptical at first. I was like, how are you going to make the whole entire Batman Legacy, you know,
incoming crime alert from Tri-Corner.
coexist
Appears to be
and
monkey?
flow together?
Over.
And I thought they did it beautifully. There's so many characters and there's so many different things that you could do and choose from. And I thought the dynamic between all the different references, I mean, hell, there's even references from when some of the actors in the movies or shows were in a interview and they said something that stuck with people. That was even in this game. So the references were so cool to see. The campaign structure, it gave a true feel that you were really getting bits and pieces of everything from the beginning to what is currently happening with Batman. I thought that was awesome. The open world design was phenomenal. Like right now, as we're gliding through Gotham, this is the first island. It's just beautiful. It really does give a true Arkham feeling with the open worldness of it and all the different things that you can do around the map. The main characters that you can play as, the way they're done is phenomenal. We have 7. We have Batman, Gordon, Catwoman, Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Talia. I think the way each one was done with their specific abilities and gadgets, without getting too much into it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't really gotten far or unlocked some of these characters, I think each unique ability and gadget for each character is fitting, and I think it's very cool how you have to use them simultaneously throughout the whole entire game, so it's not like one character is getting left out. Especially in the open world, every single character had to be used, and sometimes two characters had to be used at the same time, and you had to switch back and forth. So the dynamic of switching from character to character was phenomenally done, and I loved that whole entire aspect of it. And we'll actually go to this. Hopefully this is a fighting one. The combat is just... the combat's amazing.
You want to test me, huh?
It really is like a true Arkham feel. Like, you see right there how it just bounced back and forth from enemy to enemy. It really does give that true feel.
Let's get moving.
And the combat, I'll say, the whole entire time was so cool. We'll also talk about the Batmobile and, like, the open travel throughout the whole entire city. Was beautiful. Again, just like Arkham, the feel.
My hacker better stay focused.
If you're watching, I hope you've gotten through Nightwing. But like the combats and the combos and the different styles and types of fighting, I think they really honed in and dialed in on these specific characters and really nailed the way that they would move and the mechanics and everything. I love the way the combat system worked. It was everything that I was hoping for in this game. And I know going into this game, there's a lot of speculation that it was going to be like an Arkham feeling. I'm telling you right now, it was an Arkham feeling. And the boss fights, they were awesome. The boss fights were super cool. They had their own Lego twists. I mean, it is a Lego game, so I think the twist between the Lego and the Arkham feeling was very cool. I love to see that dynamic of how they both coexisted at the same time. Like, yes, this is a Lego game, but it's not like your typical Lego game, and I think we saw a little bit of that kind of with the Skywalker saga, so that doesn't surprise me that it had this type of feeling, but I really loved the way they coexisted. They were goofy, they were hilarious, they were funny, they were entertaining, and they weren't easy. I shouldn't say they weren't easy. They were easy for a Lego game. I mean, it's a Lego game. It's not going to be incredibly hard. But it wasn't like a piece of cake. Like, it was fun. Like, they were long. You had to do a lot of fighting. And they were unique. Each character was unique. I really enjoyed them. I'm not going to get into who you fought. But if you've played the game, you know the story starts with Ra's al Ghul. And I thought the way, again, the story with the boss fights and how it brought in each character was done very well, and the different chapters that they had. I think it was 5 or 6 chapters. They were all done very well, and the way they flowed from one to another. And one thing about the open world design, the puzzles. I shouldn't even say the open world, because even in the main story, there was a lot of puzzles. And the puzzle aspect of this game was very awesome. Everything was a puzzle. You know, even in the main mission, even in the side quests and all that stuff, everything to do around Gotham, everything. It was a real cool... And some of them were hard. It was a real cool experience, and I won't lie, some of them were difficult. Especially the Riddler and Cluemaster riddles and trophy rooms, game rooms. Like, some of those were genuinely difficult. I don't think I ever looked one up during the gameplay, but there was a couple where I was like, I'm gonna have to come back to this because I think I need another character that I haven't unlocked yet, or I think I need something different, or maybe I just need to play a little bit more to get a true feeling and understanding of the game and the mechanics and like how these puzzles are supposed to be solved. But the whole puzzle piece was phenomenally done. And I already know I talked about it a little bit, but the vehicle gameplay, I love. There's so many different vehicles. There's for each character, and the thing is, not every vehicle drives the same. That's what I loved. Not every vehicle had the same turn radius or the same speed or the same... really, I felt like every vehicle was different. And I was kind of hoping for that. I was hoping not every vehicle would just, have the same mechanics, have the same driving style, driving capabilities and everything. But it truly was a very unique driving experience. And if you know, one of the challenges throughout the game, like one of the side things, is the driving, like the Arkham games, like the driving. I'm blanking on it right now, but it's like the tests and the time trials. That's what they were. They were driving time trials, and I'll tell you, certain Batmobiles I did it the first time, and I was like, okay, so I'm not going to be using that Batmobile for this at all. And I eventually found my one Batmobile, the Batman and Robin. That was perfect. It was perfect for all the time trials. If you haven't done it or you're struggling with it, use the Batman and Robin. It was phenomenal. It had the speed, it had the boost, it had the turn radius, it had everything. It had the control. And some of those, like the Tumbler, for example, like, I love the Tumbler. It's one of my favorite Batmobiles. But it just, like, in this game, I feel like it was very realistic to how the Tumbler actually rides, And I thought that was awesome. And the vehicle gameplay was just really, really cool and really fun. And the Batmobile sections, like, they were so cool. How they all played their own part into the story without going into it. With how they played their part in the story and how they all were introduced, I thought was awesome. I thought it was cool. Which Batmobile do I have right now? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I got this one, but I did use a cosmetic on it. So, yeah, this one right here, this was freaking phenomenal. This was awesome. And then, let's see here. Which one do I got right now? Yeah, the first appearance. And then I have the Bats cosmetic, or red brick, I guess. But yeah, it was so cool how they were all unique and everything.
Activity in Newtown. Attempted snatch and grab in progress.
Like, see, this one's like the turning is harder. I'm not going to get into any of the other ones because I don't want to spoil anything. One thing I love, I'll do it right here.
We're here already?
The flying mechanics. Each suit has their own, like, contrail. Each suit has their own cape look and everything. And I think we saw it with Nightwing. Here, I'll switch to Nightwing. Let me jump up here. Look at this. Like that, the attention to detail was phenomenal. I think I have some basic, these are from the OG Lego Batman, like the video game. So there's no contrail. I think they're basic, but I know there's one here. Now this might be a spoiler. We'll go to, we'll just go to the Legacy, and we'll see, because I do believe there is a difference for all of them. Okay, maybe not for Nightwing, but I know for Batman there is a difference between all the suits. Depending on which suit and which red brick cosmetic you have on, it'll leave a different contrail. I'll let you figure that out and let you play around, have fun. I don't want to spoil anything or spoil too much for people who have not played the game yet. But it's elite. I really think the suit system was phenomenal. Especially for each character. And what I also think was really cool for each character was the progression and the unlockable attributes and skill upgrades, because we can get into it without spoiling too much. Each character, we'll just get Batman. Like, this is the base. This is the basic, the combat and the exploration. The upgrade system throughout all of it was really cool. It really did truly have an Arkham feel. I really enjoyed that. And then each character had their own gadget upgrades and, like, ability upgrades. I thought that was cool. I thought that was fun.
Incident in Gotham Village. Bad guys turning the town to total
And
trash.
speaking of things you can collect, right here, like, there were so many different things in this radius that you could collect. There were so many different unique, and they hit on very subtle things. Some stuff was seen in just a comic that was a long time ago, you know? And they really paid attention to detail on certain aspects, and they really tied in things that were crazy. And I mean, even as gliding throughout the map, as you go through the city, that's the radio, but there's, like, advertisements and everything for stuff that you really, like, this is the Poison Ivy mission. Botanical Gardens. Like, we have the Botanical Gardens right here. And that was so fun. That whole storyline and everything was great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But even throughout, I mean, this is very Poison Ivy coded, but even throughout, I think you saw it earlier, but there's, like, Man-Bat signs throughout the entire city of Gotham. So it's like the small little details like that. And I even think there's some right here, yeah, like stuff like this, like the attention to detail, like there's the League. Let's go to a different building and maybe we'll see a little bit more. But there was so much graffiti throughout, there were so many little hints at characters, comics, scenes, like there was so much everywhere you went. And I love that aspect. Just the secrets and like the Easter eggs and like the little minor attention to detail things that
Another robbery taking place.
if you love that comic or if you love that movie, show, whatever it was, if you saw it, you'd be like, whoa, hold on, and you'd notice it. And I thought that was phenomenal in this game. As far as the graphics and the visual style goes, it's phenomenal. I mean, again, I don't think there's something I'd criticize about this game, other than certain characters not getting that much representation. Now, I know, obviously, we have the Mayhem DLC coming out in, I believe, September. It's like September 18th, which I will be back for that, and I will be streaming the first drop of that. I will be there for that, so if you want to tune in for that, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe for future content, especially regarding DC and Batman, because I will be doing that, and you will not want to miss it, especially if you don't have the access to it, because it's going to be fun. I love sharing this. This was truly a great experience. The animation, I've already touched about the animation a little bit. But the animations, like, even in the cutscenes, the animations were so clean, they were so crisp. It truly didn't feel like a Lego game, but it had a Lego atmosphere. Now, obviously, we had the, like, goofy-ass Lego moments that, you know, it's a Lego game. You're like, that's Lego. But, I mean, it really, truly was an Arkham experience. Especially when the art direction, the animations, the cutscenes. And one thing that I actually really loved, the voice acting. I really don't think there was a bad voice actor. I know that could be very controversial, but I really do think the Batman voice actor was phenomenal. I really do. For a Lego game, I really do think the voice actor was great. Now, I know it's a mix between Lego and Arkham, so it's like some people want a deeper voice, some people don't want him to sound as goofy, and they want him to be a little bit more hard-nosed Batman. I mean, it really just depends on your Batman style and what you want and what you're expecting. But all in all, I think the voice actor did phenomenal. I can't think of his name right now, but the voice actor, I give all the credit to him. He did a phenomenal job. I have a whole list of things that I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to make sure it flowed, so. The sound design and the sound performance and the music and soundtrack and everything in that aspect. The timing of that was beautiful. The timing of that could not have been better. But it's those small moments like that that made this game so good. The music really fit the scenes. It really, especially with how influential music is, it really set the tone for some scenes. It really set the vibe. It really set the whole experience and enhanced the whole experience. The music was very well done. I love the music. All credit to the people that put together this soundtrack.
Come in, anyone on patrol. Head to Old Gotham
One thing I
West.
will say,
Please.
from my personal
Seems like
experience,
some bad guys are fighting other bad guys. Over.
Nightwing, by far, 100% my favorite character to play as. The way he moved, his combat, his cosmetics, his gadgets and abilities and upgrades, it was so cool. I think he's my favorite character in this game that you got to play as. I really, truly do think anybody can play this game. Like, it doesn't even matter if you're a Lego fan or an Arkham fan. Either one can play this game. Even if they don't like the other, like, genre of games, this game is a phenomenal, again, I'll say it, this game is a phenomenal mix between the two. Phenomenal mix. And I know a lot of people were the value and how much it cost. That was, like, especially with games and, like, you know, prices and, like, you know, the state of the world right now. People don't want to just, like, throw around money. I'm telling you,
Citizen is being held by bad guys.
you get your money.
Approach with
You
caution.
get your money's
Over.
worth. If you love Batman, if you love Lego games, if you love the whole Arkham experience and trilogy, I mean, it's worth every dollar. And I can confidently say I'll go back, I'll play again, I'll do other stuff. Like this is a game where you're not just going to play it 100% it and just forget about it. There's so many different unique things that you can do. And there's so many different challenges you can create. Like, you can really do so much with this game. And the value is 100% worth it. I will stand on that. The value is there. It's 100% worth it. But the one thing I will say, that's my biggest disappointment with this game. If you are a Two-Face fan, or that is your favorite villain, the Two-Face representation was a little disappointing. I won't lie. It was almost like a mix between, like, yeah, he's an important villain, but he's not one of his main villains. And I grew up on the Dark Knight trilogy, so Harvey Dent and Two-Face played a pretty big role in that whole trilogy, to me personally. And it was just the lack of representation there. Now, he got his moment. I won't lie. He got his moment. I was just hoping it was maybe a little bit more
Attention
than
all
what we
officers.
got.
Incident in Gotham Village.
So,
Seems like some bad guys are fighting other bad guys. Over.
final verdict here. I'll end it with this. I'll end it with my final verdict. This is one of the best games I've ever played. It truly is. This, hands down, was the most fun experience I've ever had playing a game. And I know it was my first live stream, so I had people with me in my corner. I had people supporting me, people with me there throughout that whole process. So that, I think, also enhanced the entire gameplay for me personally, because I got to share this with people who may not have bought it, may not have wanted to buy it. So that whole aspect did enhance the game for me. But if I'm talking about just this game, one of the best games I've ever played. And I've played a lot of video games in my life. This is by far one of my favorite. I know I'm like a Batman fiend, so it's like, obviously I'm going to say that, but no, like, truly and genuinely, this really is one of the best Batman games, video games, Lego games I've ever played. And I think its ratings speak to it. I think this game speaks to its ratings. It is a phenomenal game. With that being said, though, I am going to end it here. Overall, just a phenomenal experience. If you got to the end of this, thank you. I appreciate you. Like and subscribe for more content. Join the Discord. We got a lot more stuff coming. Don't miss out on it.